Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day so far. And over the next few minutes, we'll be going over why lead quality drops when you scale and how to fix it step by step. So, this is mainly for info product owners, coaches, course creators, or anyone who's running a service based business that wants to scale without destroying the lead quality. So, am I qualified even to walk you through this? Let's go over some results right here. So if we refresh this ad account right here, if we go as a start last 30 days, we spent £5,971, got 160 website schedules, and averaged £37.32 cost per qualified website schedule. This is last 30 days. Even if we go last 7 days, overall results are still consistent. If we go last 14 days, it's still consistent. So overall results are healthy. And again, this is cost per qualified appointment basically. Now, how we do it is we do it here. We simply filter through the leads, but we'll go over that in a bit. So this will be really relevant. So what I did is I simply prepared this small doc to walk you through to make sure that you really understand why lead quality drops and basically how to fix it. So this will be relevant if you scale spend, your cost per lead looks good, but your sales team complain about lead quality, if your show up rate drop as volume increase, and if you're profitable at low spend but you're struggling to get past your first plateau. So you're stuck, whenever you scale spend after a certain point, it breaks. This is how to fix it, basically. The core problem, which is what most people get wrong, they think more volume means worse leads. And they think scaling automatically means lower intent. So this is false. If you do it the same way we're doing it, there's different ways to do it. It depends on your tech stack and how your tech stack is set up overall. But here I'm doing it on Zapier. Basically, all I'm doing is I'm applying a filter. So we have our leads right here coming through Typeform. Then Zapier filters the unqualified leads, only keeps the qualified leads, the ones that have money to buy from us actually, and only sends that clean qualified data back to Meta. So this way Meta will optimize based on this data, the clean, good, qualified data that we sent, and it only sees qualified events basically, which means the pixel will be seasoned and fed with quality data. Therefore, it will only look for quality people because it only sees those events. Therefore, this is how we're able to keep lead quality at scale and even get it better at scale because the pixel will have more data as we scale. So the real definition of lead quality, it's not cheap cost per lead, high CTR, or form completion rate. This doesn't make sense. It means leads that have a high likelihood to book or show up, high likelihood to buy, and they are a fit for your offer. You can actually help them at the end of the day. So this is what lead quality means, good leads that show up, that book a call, that buy from you, that are invested in you, and that are a good fit for your offer. So why lead quality drops when you scale? There is 4 main reasons. Number 1, you scale the same message to a broader audience. This one really depends on your niche and on your service and what do you do overall. But for some certain services or certain niches, basically, you cannot scale after a certain point. After, let's say, $1,000 a day in ad spend, that's your cap, basically. And it's not because of lead quality, it's not because of poor systems. Your TAM, which is a shortcut for total addressable market, is really small. You've reached your TAM, which is, again, for most niches, it's really hard to cap your market. But for some really small niches, yes, you can at 1.5K a day in ad spend, you may basically cap your overall market if you're tied to a specific country, specific region, and you're really niche, but that rarely happens overall. For most offers, you can easily go to 2, 4, even 7, 10K a day in ad spend, and you'll be completely fine overall. Number 2 is you optimize for the wrong metrics. You optimize for leads, cost per lead, and volume. So what happens is anyone could be a lead. If you're collecting their name, email, phone number, this doesn't mean that they're qualified, basically. So what you're getting is clicks, low friction users, and curious but uncommitted people. Number 3, your funnel is too easy. This one depends on the awareness level, the market sophistication, and your niche and offer and how things work, and how aware, most importantly, your audience is. But generally speaking, the easier the funnel, the worse the leads are. Low resistance equals low commitment. Overall, this includes, again, 1 question instant forms, name, email, phone number. This doesn't mean a thing. No pre-framing. either in the setting process, let's say, or as a VSL or as an advertorial page overall, and no expectation setting, obviously. So you're basically filtering nothing. You're getting everyone, you're optimizing for everything, which is really bad. You're getting a lot of attention, but it's from the wrong people, basically. And number 4, sales and ads are not aligned. There's a disconnect between the messaging in your ads and basically your page and your sales team. There's like a disconnect between everyone, which is really, really bad. What you want to have is you want to have a clear connected messaging between your ads, your profile page, your destination page, whether it's a VSL page, form, whatever, and your setters and your closer, basically. If everything connects there, it's really easy to close and build a system that simply works. Now, scaling rules most people miss. You simply do not scale volume. You scale the filters or the system that you've built. In our case, we've built this really simple workflow, and this is what we're scaling, and it's working overall, like it's doing good overall. So this is what you're scaling. You're not scaling volume, you're scaling filters. Make sure that you're optimizing for the correct qualified events. Make sure that you're feeding the pixel quality data, and things overall should be good on your end. Now we have 5 pillars overall for maintaining lead quality at scale. Number 1 is self-selection through creative. Simply make sure you're using the correct messaging. You're calling out who the offer is for. You're mentioning the effort, commitment, and what is required basically for them to get the results that they're looking for. And make sure to speak their insider language. This one is really, really important. Number 2 is pre-frame before the lead form. Again, this one really depends, but generally speaking, short VSL, long form advertorial, or pre-lander page where you send them to a different page, then to the form as a step to a page of the funnel. The goal is to explain the mechanism that you're using, set expectations correctly, and qualify the prospects basically before they book in a call. So these all are basically variants, let's say, of adding friction. Pillar 3 is, again, speaking about friction, adding friction on purpose. So you always want to maintain a balance between lead volume and quality. So the more friction that you add, the less lead volume that you'll have, but the higher quality the leads will be. So the more friction that you add, your cost per lead will increase, but your quality will also increase with it. And I take higher cost per lead for higher quality any day of the week, as long as it makes sense. So again, friction is not bad. Unnecessary friction is bad because it doesn't make sense. But intentional friction improves quality. This means multi-step forms, conditional questions, qualifying people, maybe adding a VSL instead of just like sending them to a form directly, and going on from there. Now, pillar 4 is optimize for downstream events. Again, previously we went over that, hey, you don't need or you shouldn't optimize for just leads or optimize. Imagine like someone is optimizing for page views. Like any page view that he gets is in Meta's eyes a successful event. So it will optimize for the wrong people. Now, instead of doing that, you need to optimize for booked calls, qualified calls, show-ups, calls that show up, or even closed deals if you're doing enough volume. And again, the way to do this really depends on your tech stack, but it's doable with every tech stack, basically. Pillar 5 is tight feedback loops with sales. Like even if at this point you have everything dialed in, things are good, you need to have consistent feedback loops. Weekly lead quality feedback, disqualification reasons, and close reasons. Questions to ask for sales: why did this lead close? Where did expectations break? And what patterns are you seeing? So what you want to do after you get all of this data is take this data and put it back into your creatives, messaging, ad copy, targeting, qualification, funnel, everything. So what you're doing is you're trying to understand, how does my qualified leads look like? So you're trying to understand, hey, this is my ideal customer, and this is not who I work with, who I get results. So you're focusing on what you or who you're able basically to get results for, and you're focusing on the reasons they're buying from you, and using that basically in your creative, your copy, targeting, funnel, everywhere on your ads, basically. Now, when it comes to common myths that kill lead quality, first myth is cost per lead should go down when you scale. No, it will not. Most likely you have things wrong, so it will not go down. When you scale, it could go down, but most likely it will not go down. Usually, like when you scale, cost per lead either stays consistent or increases a bit if you have things set up correctly. If not, it will most likely skyrocket overall. Number two, more leads will fix sales numbers. No, they will not. If they're not qualified, efficient leads, they will not. Three, instant forms always mean low quality. No, especially with Meta's recent update, where you can basically verify users before they submit the form. It's really good if you build it correctly. And number four, the problem is in the audience. No, it's not. It's most likely with the system that you have, what you're optimizing for, and your messaging overall and your setup. Now, final mindset shift. Lead quality is not protected by better targeting, smaller budgets, or manual media buying tweaks. It's protected by your system. If you have a good system, if you're optimizing for the right event, if you have an actual good offer and your messaging is correct and is good and resonates with your audience, it's really, really easy to scale up and maintain lead quality. So just make sure your creative filters and directly speaks to your ideal audience, and make sure your funnel qualifies them, and you should be good overall. If scaling your ads makes your leads worse, again, it's not because Meta is broken, it's because your system is not designed to scale. So if you need help with this, if you need help getting results like this, making sure that you have consistency at scale, making sure everything is set up from the backend and from the tech stack side, I will leave my Instagram down below. Feel free to look me up, see my case studies, watch even some of my other YouTube videos. And if you need help, again, feel free to reach out and we can go on from there. Take care.